Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3, and Squirrel jokes. First, I'm going to talk about Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3. Enjoy! Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are going on vacation, so they invite SpongeBob and Patrick to look after the Mermalair. The two hero hopefuls long to play with the various gadgets, but are left with the express command to not touch anything. While wandering around the Mermalair, SpongeBob and Patrick find Man Ray, one of Mermaid Man's most fearsome nemesis, encapsulated in a prison of frozen tartar sauce. SpongeBob longs to pepper the villain with questions, prompting Patrick to activate the unfreezing process. As the two argue over the ramifications, Man Ray awakens, only to find the majority of his body still frozen. SpongeBob informs him they cannot let him go due to his evil nature. Man Ray convinces them that he is good, so they to release him. He quickly attempts to attack them, but is stopped by the tickle belt he still wears, a device that, with the push of a button, tickles whoever is locked into it. Man Ray sobs crocodile tears over his situation, expressing a desire for someone to teach him how to be nice. SpongeBob and Patrick offer their services, and Man Ray accepts with the intention of jumping ship once the belt is off. Their first lesson is what to do if someone dropped their wallet. Patrick drops his wallet and Man Ray tries giving it to him, but Patrick constantly denies it being his wallet. Man Ray's attempts to convince Patrick to take it result only in anger, and he nearly attacks Patrick for his idiocy, causing another use of the tickle belt. The second lesson, involving helping someone carry a heavy object, does not go any better. Man Ray tries helping Patrick with his heavy box, but Patrick continually drops it onto Man Ray's feet. Fed up, Man Ray angrily asks Patrick what is inside, which turns out to be more wallets. Man Ray takes his rage out on Patrick, so SpongeBob tickles him yet again, but this only drives Man Ray to slam Patrick harder for his stupidity. SpongeBob's third lesson is hijacked by an injured Patrick, who gives Man Ray a random question as an excuse to tickle him further and get revenge. SpongeBob tries to take back the button, and as they fight over it, they accidentally break it. The belt's tickling increases exponentially, giving Man Ray no choice but to genuinely plead to be released. SpongeBob and Patrick happily do so, thinking Man Ray has now been rehabilitated. After catching his breath, however, Man Ray steals a power glove, dispute being told not to touch it, zaps the two, and runs away. Realizing that Man Ray is still evil, SpongeBob and Patrick don their Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy costumes and use the invisible boatmobile to catch up with Man Ray, but they crash into a street light pole. They try using the Orb of Confusion against him, but wind up becoming confused themselves. With nothing left in his way, Man Ray attempts to rob a bank. To his bewilderment, he finds the feeling of being tickled has not left him despite the belt being removed and, having legitimately lost the motivation to antagonize others, decides instead to merely open a checking account. Man Ray turns off the Orb of Confusion and tells SpongeBob that the lessons have indeed changed him for the better. He presents his helmet to them and leaves. SpongeBob is overjoyed that they saved the day like their heroes, but Patrick remains in a dazed stupor, even with the orb turned off and SpongeBob trying to get him to snap out of it. Next, I'm going to talk about Squirrel jokes. Enjoy! The Krusty Krab has begun a nightly comedy show called The Comedy Krab, featuring some of Bikini Bottom's best comedians. SpongeBob's chance to take the stage arrives, but his planned job-centered routine, featuring weak jokes about mundane topics such as salt, tomatoes, and forks, does not go over well. As the hecklers even Patrick jeer, SpongeBob tries to make a witty observation, anything to get a laugh. He notices Sandy's buck teeth and starts joking about them, which earns chuckles from the audience. SpongeBob begins telling more squirrel jokes, unintentionally demeaning Sandy's kind by talking about how smelly and stupid squirrels supposedly are, that get the entire crowd roaring with laughter, except for Sandy. After his act, Sandy confronts SpongeBob backstage and tells him that his jokes are hurtful, but he insists that it is just an act and assures her that, everyone knows you're the smartest creature in Bikini Bottom. The next day, it turns out that everyone has taken the jokes to heart and either avoids or ridicules Sandy. She talks with SpongeBob again at the next Comedy Krab performance, explaining to him that the jokes are affecting her public image, and asking him to use other jokes instead. Fearing his original jokes will not cut the mustard, SpongeBob gives it a shot anyway, but to no avail. The crowd wants Squirrel jokes. SpongeBob quietly leaves the stage, seemingly for good, but then bursts back on stage with an epiphany, fake buck teeth in a stereotypical Southern accent, resuming the Squirrel jokes with aplomb. After the performance, SpongeBob finds a note from Sandy, stating that she has finally realized how funny his jokes are and to come to her treatome to celebrate. When he visits her, however, Sandy looks and acts exactly as his jokes make her out to be, an idiotic, clueless yokel. Sandy has SpongeBob literally glued to his seat so he will not fall off, and removes his water helmet to serve as a vase for his flowers. When SpongeBob starts to dehydrate, he begs for water, so Sandy pops a hose in his mouth to fill him up. Only after SpongeBob has expanded to fill every inch of the treatome does he promise to quit telling Squirrel jokes. At the following Comedy Crab event, SpongeBob eases up on his Squirrel jokes like Sandy wanted him to. Though SpongeBob starts with a single, toned-down Squirrel joke, he then springboards into making fun of everyone else, including fish, crabs, and even himself. The crowd jovially laughs at themselves. SpongeBob and Sandy give each other thumbs up, affirming their restored friendship, before SpongeBob continues to joke the night away as he prepares to joke about starfish. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.